Hey guys, Carla with Carla's Clever Crafts, having some technical difficulties. I'm trying something a little different than I was doing a couple minutes ago. So hopefully you are able to see me. If anybody's on there, comment and tell me if you can see the video. In the meantime, I'm going to turn my glue pot down and try to load in my comments. Give me just a few minutes. Today, we're doing part 2 of a 2-part series video, making this deluxe, beautiful, oversized wreath. We're going to be adding a bunch of goodies to it. And I am hoping, today is part 2, so I'm hoping I'm able to finish this up with you guys today. I did do a few things off camera to try to help us out. I will go over what I did off camera. Okay, I think I found it. Now if I can just get it to load. Okay, so when we left off yesterday, we were getting ready to attach our sign, and I had showed you how to attach pipe cleaners to the back of this kind of sign without having to drill holes through it. So if you missed part 1, be sure you go and catch that. That's where we demonstrated how we did, the materials we were using, how we did this base, how we made the bow, and then how we were going to get our sign ready to attach. Now, when I got off live and started looking at this and preparing for today, I realized the pipe cleaners were not going to be long enough. So I actually took another full-length pipe cleaner and twisted around the one that was on there and just kept twisting until it was real secure. I could pull it very hard and it wouldn't come apart like I'm demonstrating now. And that gives me enough room to be able to go through. I think when we measured this, we were at about 10 inches deep on this wreath. So we need a lot to go through there and work with. I positioned the sign, and to save us some time, I went ahead and attached, we had 4 pipe cleaners on this part and 2 up here. I've attached all of these, but I left this one so that I could show you how I do that. I have my sign positioned about where I want it. I did not cut off these little burlap pieces because I wanted to try to keep them there for a guide for where I wanted this part to sit. I probably will cut these out once I get this attached. Okay, so I'm just going to come straight down underneath where my pipe cleaner is attached on the back of this piece of the sign. And we've got plenty here to work with. We need our ends to go down through. And I'm going to go around the wire, the ring of the evergreen base that we used on the bottom. I want to mention, don't forget the giveaway on my page for anybody who's watching this live or replay. If you go to Carla's Clever Crafts, all spelled with a K, on Facebook, you will find my page. And on there, pinned to the top of my page, is a giveaway post. And I am giving away, there will be 3 winners, and I'm giving away Valentine's Day gifts. So I have a men's Valentine's Day gift basket, a women's Valentine's Day gift basket with a plush teddy bear, it's about 11-inch, 12-inch plush teddy bear. You also get a card with each of those. And then I am also, the third one is a 3D optical illusion LED light. So I'm just going to raise this up to make sure I'm going around the frame underneath here. Hope you can see that. I tried to change my camera angle because this is big, so I'm trying to get an angle where I can fit this in and you guys can actually see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to twist this pipe cleaner several times. Make sure we do not want our sign to come loose or shift. We want it to stay where we chose for our design. And then I'm just going to snip these pipe cleaners off, leaving, I think I left about a couple inches there. I'm going to wrap it up in and around the evergreen base. Okay, and then here I see sticking out, I have some pieces of mesh that are starting to fray. I'm just going to trim those off. Okay, And that is it for attaching our sign. You can see it's secure. I can pick up this entire wreath, and it is heavy, trust me, just by holding on to the sign. That's what you want. I'm going to come in here and be very careful not to cut my mesh and trim off these pieces of ribbon. This was a 2-part sign attached together with this ribbon, and I just think that messes up our overall wreath. Doesn't look very attractive, so I'm going to take it off of there. I am burning up today, guys. Okay. It's freezing outside, but I am burning up for some reason. Okay. And so this is what our sign looks like now with our 2 pieces, 2 parts. The other thing that I worked on off camera to save us some time is adding ribbon tails all the way around the outside. Now I left a space over there to show you the pattern that I used to place them and how I attach them. So we'll do that part next. And I have my ribbon tails laid up here. Okay, and I'm using some of the same ribbon tails that I used in our bow. I am not using all of them, so I'll show you which ones I selected. Now, if you follow me on my other videos, if you've watched any of those, I normally cut these ribbon tails to 12 inches. And today, because of the massive size of this, I actually chose to cut these at 13 inches. And at 13 inches, when we attach them, this is how much overhang we have. So you can see them, they're nice. If you wanted them to be a little more prominent or stick out a little bit longer, you could even go 14 inches with the size of this wreath. Would look good as well. I'm happy with the 13 inches though. So if I do this design again, I'll probably stick with that. Okay, so my pattern, if I can show you here, I did the 1.5 inch solid green, and I paired that with this off-white. It has gold flecks through it. I'm pairing those 2 together, and they are the first ones I put in my 4-piece set. If you remember, we did 4 different colors of mesh in this, and we alternated all the way around that first row. So for that reason, I chose to do 4 different ribbon patterns. And then after I did this one, the next one I come in with is our beer ribbon that we got at Craft Outlet. And I did it by itself. I did not pair it with another one. It's 2.5 inch ribbon, and it stands alone very well. And then next, after that one, I paired the black and white with some of the metallic lime green. So I'm going to put those 2 in together. And then finally, our adorable light green with the beer mugs and the shamrocks. And all of these again are cut to 13 inches, and I did dovetail them. If you do not know how to dovetail, I covered that in yesterday's video. You can check it out there. Or if you just hang tight with me, when I start working on the bow again, I believe I left an end so that I could show dovetailing one more time today. Okay, so I'm gonna find where I left off and turn that towards you, towards the camera. Oh Lord, this thing's so massive. Okay. Looks like it's right here. Oh my goodness, let me stand up for this part. Oh no, it's completely on the opposite side. So let me move the ribbons and turn this back around. You guys can see this thing is, I think when we measured yesterday, we were at about 31 inches wide. I'm not even sure that, I don't think the 10 inches deep included our bow. So our bow is gonna make it even more deep. This is definitely not a storm door friendly wreath. It is outdoor or indoor but due to its size, it will fit on a standard size door, just not if you have a storm door or a screen door. Okay, so the last one I put in here was the green and the gold. So my next one after the green and gold, let me figure out, looks like, well, I have the beer here. So I did this one, then this one. Oh, we're gonna run into each other, it looks like, because it looks like beer. Yep, the beer is next. So we don't have much space here, and we have a beer one here, so I might have to make an adjustment there. When you come around to the end, sometimes you have to do that so that you don't have, ribbons, the same ribbon too close together. Try to make sure. When we put this in, we do our usual, just scrunch down the middle. We're gonna V it back towards us because we want these pretty tails to come out from our wreath, like they're spraying outward. Okay, and then to place it, I just come in here and find, so we place this one over there. Here's where I tied in my next set of mesh, and I have a couple little pine needles here. I'm just going to untwist it partially, not all the way. Well, be careful when you're untwisting to put your ribbon in that you don't let your mesh escape. And I'm sorry guys, I'm going to have to turn this towards me a little bit to see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just going to poke that in there between those pine needles. You are working with just the little tips, so you're going to have to really get in there and squeeze it, twist it, and make sure you get it secure. And then I take and I push that back down in, kind of like I do the pipe cleaners on my, when I use just the regular 14-inch wireframe. And then just with it, like I do my other design, I'm going to fluff my tails out. And then we're ready to come in with, we did those two, we did that one. Next we are going to be doing the black and green. And so when I do these two, I make just a slight X and then scrunch down the middle and V it back towards me, trying to line them up evenly, as even as possible. And then I get this nice little spray or spread of all four of the ribbon pieces that are going to be coming out. Just like with the beer ribbon, we go in here into our next piece, find a couple of times that we can attach it in. And this one was easy. We've got some here that are pretty long compared to the last one I just used. It's a real good twist. I'm going to push that down. Then if your mesh gets messed up in the process, you fluff it back down, fluff it out, whatever you have to do. Everything, if you follow my instructions, everything should be attached tightly and securely, so you can really be kind of rough when you're making sure you're getting your ribbons positioned where you want your mesh. Okay. Now we've gotten back to this beer ribbon. I'm going to I have a little bit of space here between the beer ribbon and this ribbon, and I need to fit in this little leprechaun to keep my pattern consistent. So I'm going to pop this one that I did out, and I'm going to move it over just a little bit. I have this in here tight, so it might take a second. Okay, there we go. Now, pull that out and just lay it up there for a second. Hope you can see, I'm laying my ribbon flat, scrunching down the middle, getting it back towards me. So it looks just like this. And then I'm going to move this mesh around so that I can place it right next to the lime green and the black that we just did. Now make sure you get them in there good. There's nothing worse than doing all of this work and having it pop out or fall apart. Okay, I think I've got that one in there pretty good. Find out when I start pulling on it here and roughing it up. Okay, and now I can come in right here with the green beer that I just took out. Basically just moved it over a little bit. And now my pattern is consistent all the way around the frame. That's not playing like I wanted. There we go. Now to make this pattern continue, this ribbon is up inside of the frame a little bit more, but that's okay. It's still gonna look really nice. We're gonna add so much to this that it's not gonna even be noticeable. Okay. Now I'm gonna fluff these out. I'm gonna fix this because my metallic green is over here trying to hide behind my black. I love all of my ribbon tails to show. I don't like to feel like I'm wasting ribbon. Okay. Well, you know, after I said this was okay, I realized there's a spot right down here where I could have put it that would probably look a little bit better. So I'm going to pull it out of there and I'm going to move it down. This is all part of designing as you go. You put something in and then you're like, oh no, I don't really like that there. So I'm going to move that somewhere else. Or you put it in and then you realize you needed more space for ribbon tails, so you have to move your ribbon tails over. That's just part of the process. And I think the more experienced you become, probably the less you have to redo stuff. Since I'm just new to doing these more full deluxe style wreaths, I still have a lot to learn. Okay, yep, that's much better. I'm going to pull some of that mesh down. Give that ribbon tail something to rest on. And then fix these because we messed them up. Yes, that's much better. It's my beer ribbon. Okay. And then that's what your tails look like all the way. And I did them all the way around to show you, even up underneath of this big bow. I came in with the ribbon tips. So I have them all the way around the design. Okay. Now, I think the next thing I'm going to work on is adding in some greenery. I have the glue pot fired up. So I'm going to reach back here. Now another thing I did off camera last night, guys, is I went through and cut up our greenery. Cut it off of the vines. Kind of speed this up for us a little. Trying to find somewhere to put everything. I've got to be careful not to get it in my glue pot. Okay, so maybe we'll just leave these laid back there and work with these one at a time. So the first greenery that I'm going to start with is this beautiful, it's like a pale green, got white berries on the end. This came from Hobby Lobby. It all came as one bush with a long handle. I've just pre-clipped them off to help us out today. And I did save the tag here. This is originally $4.99, or I'm sorry, $9.99. And then if you purchase it when they have their florals 50% off, which is every other week, you get it for $4.99. So that's not really a bad deal. As you can see, the size of this bush is quite extensive. This is all one bush that you get for that price. So and the pieces are rather long. So I'm going to take a look here. I think I want to do some long pieces coming out from underneath of my bow. So I'm going to start just maybe sticking a few in, not glue them yet till I'm sure of the placement I select. I'm just poking it up under. And another thing these florals up under your bow do is it gives lift to your bow. So it's always a good idea to stick some up under there and let it lift up your bow and just poke out from underneath of it. So come over here on this side and probably do one. Like that. And then probably do one more of them under the bow down here. So that would be 4. I'm going to get underneath this massive bow. It's huge. I like that angle. Now adding these florals is going to give us even more width. So depending on how wide you want your overall design to be, you know, consider that when you're determining how far to let your florals stick out. Okay, I don't know. I think I'm going to move this one down a little. This is why I don't glue it in right away. And then as you can see, I'm really roughing up my bow. So even though I worked on that some last night, I'll probably end up having to redo. Yes, I like that much better. So now we have one up here in the corner, here in the corner, here in the corner, and down here. I'm still not going to glue them in yet though, because I want to work some of this greenery in throughout the rest of the wreath. I'm trying to stay in the camera angle. Now, these are really long, so it worked great coming out from my bow. But if I was to leave this and stick this down in there like that, because that's about as far as I can go, I don't like the look of that, okay? So, I'm probably going to pick a place to cut this in half. Probably going to come in and clip it right about here, which gives me, you know, these pieces will be one greenery and then the rest will be another. Let me find my wire cutters. This greenery is pretty easy to cut with my little wire cutter, so I go ahead and use those. And so then this is what we end up with, 2 different pieces. Okay, and you can kind of fluff those out a little. And then I'm just going to start randomly sticking them in. I think I would like this one up here. Okay, and I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. Now the pieces are different. Like for example, this one's longer than the last one I cut, so I'm just going to look at it and decide where I think I might like the cut. We get 2 pieces. So you can see we're going to get a lot of greenery for $4.99 to go around our wreath with. And this is just one of the greeneries that we're going to be using. So we're going to have more. Here, and I might do a couple more coming out of the bow, though I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I like that. Put one up on the top here. Not 100% sure on those, but I do kind of like it, so let's see. We're just placing them in. We're not gluing them down now, so. Okay. Snip this one right about there. If you're designing, you want your design to be smaller overall. There's a lot on these branches you could even cut them into 3s, I think. But I'm actually attempting to design here a Go Big or Go Home St. Patrick's Day wreath. I did want to mention, if anybody's watching me and you're interested in selling, or you're trying to sell, or you've just started selling, don't skip Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day. And I'm going to tell you why. I have a lot of success with those two because many crafters will skip them. They think that Easter and spring are much bigger sellers for them, and so they jump straight into those holidays and seasons, which there's truth to that. You will sell more during that time, but because so many crafters don't do St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day, it leaves a good deal of market open for you, because there is a lot of people who do still buy wreaths for those holidays. So I always make sure that I have several Valentine's Day designs specifically, and then I also like to have a few St. Patrick's Day. I'm saying a few, but for St. Patrick's Day, I think I probably have 7 or 8 designs in my Etsy shop, and for Valentine's Day, oh gosh, I probably did somewhere between 10 and 15. Okay, so I think the next thing I'm going to do is this is from the Dollar Tree, guys. I think I have 2 bunches cut up here, maybe 2.5, and I've already cut those up, and they're $1.25 each, and these are actually clovers. So I thought that would go really good with our theme. Now I'm going to push these up, slide this up so that it's at the end, and then I may need to trim some of this off depending on where I'm placing it in at. I think I'll have a couple coming out of my bow, so maybe one on this side. And this is, take your time with this, because working down through all that mesh and stuff is a challenge. And then maybe I'll do a light green one over on this side of our bow. Just like that. Not sure if I like that. Maybe I'll move it up a little. Pull my ribbon tail down and slide it in up there. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. It's kind of intermingled with my bow a little bit better. Okay, and so then now I'm just going to continue to show you on camera so you can see I'm just sliding these up and putting all my clovers together. And then I'm going to start snipping these because I know I don't need them to be this long. I actually like most of my placement for this other greenery I've added in. So once I choose where to put these clovers, I may just go ahead and glue that stuff in before we go on to our next greenery. And then this is in two different colors. There's the light green and the dark green. And then they also have it available mixed. I'm still deciding on this, you all. I just don't think I like it. It may be that this is too long. Let's cut this down. I don't like that piece there. I'm going to put it somewhere else. Okay, so I think I'll come up here with this one. Right there. Well, actually, maybe I'll put light green right here. Well, I'm really struggling with where to put this one. I'm going to put light green there, and then maybe come back here with a dark green. Yes, I like that better, in amongst all of this greenery that has the white berries. Okay, now this one is the mixed I was talking about. It has the light green and the dark green. Sometimes the leaves are stuck together. You'll want to pull those apart and spread them out, because that's the downside to purchasing at the Dollar Tree. But I love these, and I'd never seen them at the Dollar Tree before, so I grabbed a few of them. I wish I had grabbed more, to be honest. Okay, so we've got 3 here. I'm going to come in up here at the top with one. Oh, this needed spread it out. Took time to do that. This is something I could have done off camera, you guys. I just didn't think about it. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to just stick it down in there. And there's no rhyme or reason to this. It's just whatever you like, whatever looks good to you. It is really hot, and I have it turned all the way down, or almost all the way down. I just now turned the rest of the way down. I'm going to come up here and stick one out at the top up here behind the bow, making sure that I'm getting stuff all the way around, uniformly spacing out my collars. Down here with one, and oh, gotta fix this. I've been so busy with this, you guys, I haven't even looked to see if there's comments. Hey Mom, thank you for watching. Hopefully you like it. I'm gonna turn this off. This glue pot is so hot, it's smoking. Hey honey, I'm glad you liked this one. Hey Cheryl, thanks for watching. I'm so glad that you found me. I'm glad you like my wreaths. Hey Patricia, thank you so much again for sharing and helping me out. I'm so grateful to everybody who is helping me. As most of you know, I'm just getting started doing lives and stuff. I've been doing crafts for wreaths for about 5 years. And my husband kept trying to get me to grow it, and I said, no, I'm content. And then this year, my New Year's resolution was actually to take that leap of faith and try to grow this out and do more with my business. So I really appreciate everybody's help and the feedback and the encouragement. It's kind of scary, to be honest, when you're first doing it, because you're unsure if people will like your designs. You're nervous to be on camera. I got one light green one left here, so I'm going to, I didn't like the dark green in there. Well, I don't like the light green either. Okay, so let's go back to the dark green. I'm sure you can probably find clovers at other craft stores other than the Dollar Tree. I'm going to be honest, I haven't looked. I just looked across these and thought, for that price, I'll just grab a few, because I know that I can use these. Oh, wow. Let's stick a little glue in this to hold this together. Be careful if you do this, not to burn yourself. But I just stuck a little glue because this didn't have a very good grip or hold, and when I tried to stick it down in there, it just popped apart. So I'm just going to stick a little glue on it and maybe up there. Not sure about that one just yet. We'll see. I'm going to come in with a different greenery on this side, I think. I just am not liking the clover there. Okay, let me look. I'm going to just step back and look at the overall, what I have so far. I feel like I need to check back here underneath my big bow and probably add a little bit back there. Yeah, let's see, we'll come in right here with one. I want dark green back there though. Just checking to make sure my leaves are not stuck together. They're not. Okay. So, trim off just a little bit. This one did the same exact thing, you guys. So that's an issue with Dollar Tree florals. I'm just gonna dip it in some glue and secure it. Now I dipped the stem in glue because it has wire in it and can withstand the heat. Don't dip this end in it because if you do, it will melt and then your floral will be probably no good to you. Okay, now I can stick it in. Yeah, I like that there. Okay, so we're getting, I hope you can see on the screen, we're getting lots and lots of textures, lots of colors. It's really filling out and becoming really nice. And so I'm gonna go ahead, the ones I'm absolutely sure I like the placement, I'm gonna go ahead and start here, right in front of me, and I'm gonna start gluing around. And I'm gonna go in order so I don't lose track of which ones I've glued and which ones I haven't. And yeah, I definitely got my glue too hot, you guys. It's very runny. I don't know if you can see my glue pot back here, but if you work with florals much, it is handy to have. It is so much easier than a glue gun. And I have my glue gun there. I always have my glue gun beside me because there are lots and lots of things that it's invaluable for. But florals is not one that I like the glue gun for as much. Make sure you're putting plenty on there. You can spread these out, you know, make sure you're getting as much from them as possible. I have my glue gun off, so it should cool down here in just a little bit. Oh yeah, I can already tell a difference, guys. The glue's thickening up a little bit and I'm getting better glue stuck on my branches. Okay. I like this one here, so I'm gonna go ahead and attach it. Get it in there the way I had it, the way I liked it. There we go. So it started here. Okay, done that. Do this one next because I like it there. Probably pull my glue pot closer. Getting a good amount of glue on the end and then making it go down where and sit where I want it. You see, I get pretty aggressive with this stuff sometimes to get it to do what I want. I have these clovers left, but I'm just going to lay them off to the side. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them. Okay, now let's see. I did this one. It's in there well. So this one is, oh, nope, I did that one too, you guys. So we're moving right along. I'm going to move my glue pot closer carefully so I don't spill the glue and burn myself. This glue will string and get everywhere, so that's why I wanted it closer to the wreath. This one there too, so I'm going to go ahead and stick it in. you see, we started with an evergreen base. But when we get done with this, unless you are looking at it from the back, you're not even going to know we used an evergreen base. I have a piece of frayed mesh here. I'm just going to snip that off. I try to do those as I see them and as I'm working my way around. So I think this one is next to glue in. If anybody has any suggestions or things that I should try, you know, give me a comment and let me know. I broke my glasses, you guys, so I'm having to wear an old pair. So it's a little challenging for me to see. I apologize. I'm going to get that resolved soon. Where is the cursor? There it is. I don't know what's going on here. It's showing some of my comments lit up. Thank you, Mom. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you think it's beautiful. Darla is my mom, you guys. If you're on here watching and you see her, say hello. And then Patricia is one of my very faithful followers. She was actually on my page as soon as I opened it up. Before I even started trying to grow it or do anything on it, I just posted a few of my designs and stuff on there. She's been on there since almost the very beginning, before I was even doing much with it. I'm very appreciative to her for her support. My children are also very supportive, and my husband. You will see my husband literally probably on every live that I do, at least for now. Hopefully one day I'll be doing so many that he can't keep up. But for now, he's very, very supportive. Brian is my husband. If you guys watch this on a replay, please comment hashtag replay for me so that I know that you've watched it. Okay, I got another little clover here. I really like where he's at. If you can see my glue pot, which I think you can see my glue is getting a little bit thicker now, which is great because I get more on there to hold my florals and my greenery. I see a leaf here I didn't separate, so I'm going to do that real quick. Okay. That one. Okay, now I really like where this one is, so I'm going to attach it in there. This is a monster. I'm going to try to get it down, get more glue than I did on those little ones. But as you can see, I'm getting glue everywhere. This greenery is high quality from Hobby Lobby, so you can get it down in there pretty good, and it's not going to melt as easily on you as that stuff I was showing you from the Dollar Tree. Okay, there we go. I like that coming out from my bow. I'll make this one in here as well. I think I might have these two too close together though. Lots of glue. Being very careful not to burn yourself. I like that there. And I don't think I'm going to stick that piece there because it was just too close together. Too much of it bunched together there. But I come over on this side of the bow and I see I don't really have any of this greenery on this side. So I might try to come in here. Yeah, I don't know about that yet either, you guys. We might come back to revisit that. So let's leave that one out for now and keep working around. So this one I'm going to sit down so I can see from the side view. need that to be quite so long. Crafting is messy. It's very messy. I get stuff everywhere. I'm like the glitter queen. Everything has glitter. So glitter's everywhere in my house. Shreds of deco mesh are everywhere. Sticks to me. It gets everywhere I work. Sticks to me. Gets everywhere I don't work when I walk around the house. Yeah, I got those two too close together as well. So I'm gonna pull that one out also. This one is huge. Now my glue is getting borderline too thick. So I'm probably gonna click my pot back on for a minute. I pulled this one out because as I was pushing that one in, it was going to glue to this and attach to it when I didn't want it to. I'm still going to stick it back in over on this side. Okay, I like that right there. Hopefully you can see on camera the glue when I'm talking about how thick it is. This is just about right for me because I get a very good amount on there, and then I can rub it around down in there and it will grab onto more of my greenery piece, secure it better. Okay, and now let's see. I've got two pieces of this. See, I wasn't, didn't notice, but I have two of them kind of right beside each other. So I'm going to pull one out. And I'm going to move this one to just in the middle of where I had those two pieces. Now this video may end up being pretty long, you guys. I apologize if it does. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and grab another greenery that I wanted to use. And I'm going to put these extra pieces I have over here. Okay, now this one is also from Hobby Lobby. This all came as one bunch, and of course it had the long stem. I just cut them off for us today. I'm going to move my glue gun back. Or, I'm sorry, glue pot. Okay, so this one at Hobby Lobby was $8.99 regular price, so it would be $4.50. And it's really cute. It's got the little greenery leaves, and then it's got these mini little white flowers on the end, which I thought would give us some nice contrast in our wreath. And then this greenery is a darker greenery, so will give us more contrast, more texture throughout our wreath. Texture is something I'm learning about currently that I wish I knew more about. So I need to cut this tag off. Of course, I lost my scissors. I spend more time looking for stuff, you guys, I think, than I do actual producing work. Okay. So this would be $4.50 when it's 50% off. I'm doing the same thing with these. I'm going to push them up to the end. Well, am I going to do that, or am I going to split them in half? Yeah, I think I'm going to push them to the end. So, like that. I think cutting these in half would make them too sparse. Okay, so then I'm just going to go around and see where I might like to put these. And there's no rhyme or reason to this, you guys. It's just the look you like. Filling in holes and just achieving the look that you like. So these are on little sliders. You can just slide them up. So they're all bunched together. And that's what I'm doing before I place them. One right there if I can find a place between the mesh. Yeah, that looks cute. Okay. Now some people like the big, bold, and beautiful, and other people like the more simple style. So I do both. You know, well, I do both, but this, like I said, this is probably my 5th really large wreath like this. So just started doing the big, bold, and beautiful. Big, bold. I did bold and beautiful, but this is big, bold, and beautiful. Okay. And for designing purposes, I like to do them all. I don't, you know, I do everything from farmhouse style to glitz and glam. I also like to have a wide variety for those of you who might be wanting to sell or selling, because your customer base is not going to all like the same thing either. Whoops, I dipped this in the glue before I decided I liked the placement. I was talking and not thinking. So, whether we like it or not, we're going with it. Your customer base will all have different tastes, so you want to have a variety of products available, so there's something for everybody. Now I will tell you that this one is sliding, but some of them are a little harder to slide than the others. Like this one, for example, not wanting to slide up there very well. There we go. Just got to rough it up. Okay. I'll try one back here. Put a ribbon tail back underneath of it. Okay. Coming on around here. Got an extra piece of ribbon. One here and one here. I think I might try to put one right down in here. I will tell you when I'm doing this, when I buy these, I have one bush cut up here for us, but I do usually buy 2 at a time, just to make sure, when, especially during a project this full, I want to make sure that I'm going to have enough and not have to wait to place an order and for it to come in the mail or go run out to the store. Time is valuable when you're crafting, especially if you're selling. And this, starting the Facebook Live group and YouTube has really been a learning curve for me, so that's taking a lot of my time. I'm having to learn a lot of new applications and software and terms and things I didn't even know existed. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Even if you're watching on replay or later on YouTube, I do check back for my comments and make sure that I answer and help you. Okay. Oh, this is getting so full and so pretty. Now I have some other flowers I wanted to use, but my husband, who does help me design, you guys, is that not awesome? I do have an awesome husband. You'll hear me talk about him a lot. He cooks dinner when I'm in here working, just all kinds of stuff for me. Very grateful. But he told me on this wreath, and I want to know what you guys think, that because it's the beer sign, that I should stick with more attachments and additions that could be, this could be used by a man, because men like beer. Women like beer too. Not me, but some women like beer. So what do you guys think about that? And even if you watch it on the replay, regardless of what I decide to do in the end, because I haven't decided yet, if you're watching on replay, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about that. I might come a little further around with this one because I keep forgetting about back behind our bow back here. We can't do that. We've got to have our florals coming all the way around because people will be seeing your wreath on your door from all angles, from all sides. They may not see the top very well, but they're going to see the sides most certainly. Okay, so I got 2 of these left for now. I'm going to show you the flowers that I was talking about that my husband said no. Yep. Keep it something a man would like. Okay. I have 2 or 3 different kinds. 3. So they're carnations. They're green and white. They're specifically for St. Patrick's Day. I just thought that a few of those throughout would look just amazing. But I'm not sure. He might be right. That could prevent a man who would otherwise buy my wreath from buying it. Okay. All right, let's see. We need to do some more in our bow. At least one. Coming up out of our bow. I keep trying to put something over here, you guys, and then I don't like it. And I don't like that there either. So, let's see. Maybe back here. Oh, yeah. I like that. Coming out there. Okay. I have one more. I feel like it's pretty full of this flower through there. So I think I need some more attention back here behind my bow that I keep neglecting. If anybody has any questions, like I said, just go ahead and leave it in the comments. I'll try to answer them while I'm on live. If I don't catch it, because sometimes I don't see the comments, I will definitely answer you after the live. Or if you're more comfortable, you can shoot me a message. I do try to add the message button when I go live, but I'm still learning all of this technology. So if you do not see a message button, you can just go to karlaskleverkrafts, all spelled with a K, and it will bring you to my Facebook page. And then you can shoot me a message. The message button will be at the top. This wreath will be available for sale in my Etsy shop. I do not know the price yet because I have to add up the cost of all my materials and take into consideration my time and things like that. But it will be in there. I'd love to see someone else try a similar design. If you do, shoot me a picture of it. I'd love to see what other people come up with. Now I think I like where I have all those. This one might be, no, it's fine. Well, maybe I need to, because I don't really have any in this area. So maybe I need to come up here and do one. Or shoot, maybe let's go down in between our sign. Oh, we've got to pull our bell out. We've got to make sure it says ring the bell for beer. We have to make sure that's showing. No, I'm going to go with what I was thinking originally. Put it up here. And then bring this one that I glued. Did I glue it? I did, but I think I can work it loose, you guys. It's not all the way dry. Ooh. Okay. Push that mesh together so that we don't have our mistake showing. Let's see what it looks like right here. Well, I don't know. I think that ended up leaving me with a hole down there. So yeah, I'm gonna move this back down here. We have another greenery. We also have plenty of other things we're adding to this. So I'll use something else to fill in up here. I'm trying to make sure I have everything spread out. Okay, so now I'm gonna start right here and I'm gonna work my way around and try to make sure I hit all of these. Actually, I might start with this one. So I'm starting here at the corner of the sign. Try to remember my starting point. Yeah, that temperature on my glue is better. I have my glue pot back on, but my temperature setting is lower than I had it. So I think I need to keep it on low. Low, low, low. Okay. All right. So then our next one is right here, I believe. And I'm just putting my hand, when I pull these out, I'm putting my hand in where I wanted to place it, so I don't forget. Especially the more you get on this, the fuller it gets, the easier it is to forget where you wanted to put it. Got that one. Coming on around here, I have another one right here. Stick my hand in there so I remember where. Try not to lay your florals, if you're using a glue pot, try not to lay them on the side on this part of your glue pot because that does get very hot. This is looking so cute. I love it. One of the scary things for me, you guys, when undertaking projects this big is sometimes I'll do a design and think it's going to be amazing, and then I get it all together and I don't even like it. So that kind of scares me when you put that much time and product and supplies into a project this big. So that is probably why I've been doing this for so long and had not branched out into making these bigger wreaths. Fear factor. And we're messing our bow up, but that's okay. That we'll go back and fix that. Final adjustments of the bow is always the last thing that I do. Double check, make sure I'm not missing any under here. Okay, just did that one. So now we're here. And sometimes where you put the mesh into the pine needles or tines, whatever you want to call them, you can see those a little bit, like if the mesh is spread out a little bit. So you can use these greenery pieces and these florals to hide that if you don't want any of that pine showing when you're doing a spring or a design that you don't want pine for. These pine evergreen bases, though, they make magnificent projects. I mean, this thing is gorgeous, and they're very easy to work with. If anybody needs any help, if they're wanting to do any of my projects and needs help finding supplies, I usually try to tell you where you can get everything. But if you're not able to find it for some reason, just reach out to me and I'll do my best to help you locate it and send you a link. Lots of times I can go into my order history and find it pretty quick. Remember, if you're watching on replay on either YouTube or Facebook, type in the comments #replay so that I know you watched. And then also, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure, if you like my videos and you want to see more of them, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell. And then hitting the bell, this is our first one we put in. So we're all the way back around. We've got that all secured down. This is what we have so far. Hitting the bell will give you notifications when I upload new videos. It's been taking me several days to find the time and go through the process of uploading them to YouTube. So if you see something on live, it might be, I would say, even up to a week before I am able to get that uploaded onto YouTube. Of course, you can go to my Facebook page and you can find my Facebook Live there anytime. But I prefer to watch on YouTube. I find it's easier to find stuff. So if you're looking on my YouTube and you don't see a video that's there, it should be a message. If I know you're specifically looking for one, I will take the time and get that uploaded for you. I'm slower at it because, like I said, I'm learning. I have this big learning curve on how to do YouTube end screens and YouTube thumbnails and YouTube cards, and when I first started out, I thought it was going to be as simple as, just upload a video. I know how to do that, but it's not. It's been much more difficult for me. Okay, now I am going to be using some of this greenery with some white berries. It's going to give us some more contrast, more color, contrast color. I purchased these at Hobby Lobby. Now these were a Christmas item, and I have 2 of them here, by the way, that I cut apart, 2 of them. So this bunch is 2. I purchased these at Christmas time, but I am pretty sure that they carry a similar product year-round in their floral department. And these were regularly $3.99 each. So 50% off, they would be about $2. And that right there is probably about the equivalent of 1 bunch. So that's not bad. Okay, try to get this tag off. Now I do want to explain something to you about, this is going to be a little harder to work with because, I'll show you. I'm going to get this tag off and then I'll show you. It's happening to me in my hand, that's what reminded me. These are attached with paper wrapped around the branches, and when you cut these apart into different sections, this will unravel on you. So what I'm going to do to resolve that is I'm going to hold this together, and I'm going to make sure I get a whole lot of glue on this end and all these pieces that are put together underneath this paper. I'm not going to cut the paper off or anything. I'm just going to let the glue do its magic. This paper is real thin. The glue will go right through that and get to the product underneath. Okay. Now this might get messy in my glue pot. I don't know if I'm going to lose any paper in there or not. And I glued before I placed again, you guys. So let's make sure wherever I put this, I want it. Oh yeah, my paper's falling off. I knew that might happen. Let me twist this and get it back on there. Okay. And I think I don't have a lot behind my bow here, so I'm going to come back here behind the bow with this one and just have it poking out there. Oh yeah, I like that. Now this, one of the benefits to this is that it is wired, so you can spread it out and do more with it. You can separate this into smaller sections as well. I may do some of that, I don't know, I haven't decided. And you can spread this out more because of the fact that it has that wire in it. And I'm gonna probably leave it in these big pieces, so I'm not gonna have a lot of it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've put 2 in and I've got 4 more. So I'm just gonna space these out. Probably put, let's see, 1, 2, down here. And this mesh, if you watched yesterday, I talked about value mesh, which I used on this, and some of the pros and cons of using value mesh. I did want to also, because I noticed this when I was working on this earlier today to get ready for the live, this mesh, this value mesh is thin, but it's, how do I describe it? It's hard. So when you put this together, like this is not going to be easy to mash. Some of the softer meshes will just mash, no matter the least little thing will mash your mesh down. This value mesh is springy, and I mean, it is, you can see I can push down on that sign, it is not mashing down. So that is also a pro to using value mesh. Not only do you save money, but it's not going to mash and tear up as easy. Okay, so I like that there. And we'll do one right in here. Definitely going to come up to the top here and do one. I think I want this bigger one up here. Oh, these tags. I hate the way they put these tags on. I didn't want to cut them off ahead of time though, because I wanted to be able to tell you guys prices and where I got things. And also, if you're doing a business, another thing to consider is, of course, if you're just starting out, it's probably not an option for you. But as you grow, as you start to do better and have sales and make money, consider buying after seasons and holidays to get clearance prices. I cannot even tell you what a difference that has made to me now that I've reached the point to where I'm able to do that. I'm going to just pull this paper off, you guys. I about lost that in my glue pot earlier. Okay. This thing's getting full. I'm running out of places to put greenery. Okay, I think I'm going to come in here. Yep. I'm going to just go right ahead and hold this spot. Let me make sure it's going to go in there all the way I want it to. Or do I need to cut some off? Yeah, I'm going to trim the ends of this. They're all uneven, and I think trimming it and evening them up is going to make this a lot easier for me. Okay. Now I lost my spot. Okay, here we go. Right there. Yeah. You get me plenty of glue. Now that paper's unraveling, and we have several different branches here we're working with, so it makes this a little bit harder. They're not all neatly wrapped together. I probably should have took a minute, I'm just now thinking of it, but wrap them around each other before I dip them in the glue. There we go. I got glue on my fingernail, but not my hands, thank goodness. And with my glue pot turned down, I also, it doesn't burn me as bad if it does end up getting onto me. You guys, I have so many scars from burns. And my honey got me heat protective gloves and everything to save my hands, and I don't know, I just don't like wearing them. I feel like they're hard to work in. But they're very, very nice ones. Oh, look at this. This is not even, did we glue that? Oh, no, I didn't even glue this yet. So where do we start? Here. Okay, so again, I started at the corner of the sign. Now this time, I think I am going to take a minute. Let me do it on the camera so you can see. We'll pull off this little bit of extra paper there. We'll put these ends together and twist them around each other and see if that makes my life a little bit easier when I'm doing the glue. Oh yeah, that's much nicer, you guys. So see, I'm learning still too as I go. I actually love doing new things and new designs. I love to learn. I've spent a lot of my life learning in new jobs and working difficult jobs where there's lots of learning and seeking advancements, going to school, have an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, and I went to law school. Stress made me decide I did not want to practice law, and that's when I turned to crafting, actually, because it is a stress reliever for me. So instead of causing me stress, it releases my stress. And it's my time to do what I want. Okay, this one here is loose. I'm going to wrap it around again, just to make it a little easier for me. Hi Cheryl, thank you. I'm so glad you could join me. If you get a chance, you can come back and watch the replay or look for a picture of the final result on my page. Okay. I had to do that to somebody yesterday. I started watching their live. Oh, I think I'm going the wrong way. And then I had to hop off to do my own live. But I did go back and watch it later on. Finished watching it. Okay, so now we're around to this one. That one's together pretty good still, so I don't have to really wrap it. That one's there and there. Right there. I lost my placement when I pulled it out. I was talking, not paying attention. Okay. So we've done this one? Nope. This one's next. It's together pretty good. There's a little piece of loose paper I'll pull off, but I don't have to wrap it. Oh, guys, I forgot to save my spot again. I think it's right here. Okay. Spread these out a little. I might come back in and do some more spreading out with my florals and stuff when all is said and done. After we add in all of this other stuff. Okay. So that one's done. That one's done. Now I've got one back here behind my bow. Oh no, that's the one that I had accidentally dipped in glue, so it is already glued. Let me just check here. Right here is one. I'm not sure if I did it. Yes, I did. And then this is where I thought I started. Okay. So those are all glued in. And this is what we have so far. Really cool. Ouch. I just touched the glue pot. Don't do that. Let me move it back over if I can do so safely. Okay, so I have a couple other things that I want to add. I have this cute little leprechaun hat that I thought would be adorable to just push in somewhere, maybe over here beside underneath our bow. And then I made this cute little pot of gold. They've got the little buckets. I can't remember, to be honest, if I got these at the Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby. They were not very much. I think you got a pack of 5 or 6. And then these little gold coins, I actually saved the tag. Those came from the Dollar Tree. And so that, you get 30 in a pack. And then I just put a piece of styrofoam down in there and just went to gluing and glued all my little gold coins in there. So I might add it over on this side. I want my gold coins kind of sticking up. I want to make sure we can see those. And then I have a little truck that I was thinking about maybe putting in. I have to look at this design to decide for sure if I'm adding it. This came from Hobby Lobby. Regular price was $2.99. And then when they, I don't know if they've started, I bought this last year. I don't know if they have started their 40% off on St. Patrick's Day yet. But they do put it on sale long before the holiday. So I would think it's probably already on sale. Okay, so I just cut the tag off. I'm gonna look and see. I think, yeah, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Can you see that? Now I'm gonna have the little truck just driving right up out of that mesh and greenery. Okay. Oh, I like that so much, I might try to put another one. I also have this one from Hobby Lobby. Same price, just a different design. So if you wanted, I have these two designs, but I think they had other designs too. Let's see, I've got that one up there, so let's see. Yeah, maybe. Oh, it looks like it's driving up out of there. So I'm going to push mesh down underneath of there to hold it up. And then, yeah, I like that. So now I've got one over there, one coming out down here. We've got our pot of gold. We've got our shamrock hat. I also had another hat that I might poke in somewhere. I don't know. I'm going to wait on that. We'll think about that. But at this point, I need to turn on my glue gun because those pieces that you just seen me place, I'm going to use my glue gun to put those in. Okay. Make sure our bell is out and showing. It actually does ring, even though I can't demonstrate that right now. Oh, yeah, again. Slightly. Okay. Now, I have so much more stuff, way more than we're going to need. But let me look over here at some of the fun things and see if I'm going to add any of this. I have this, this is beautiful, but boy, it's glittery and it gets everywhere. I bought these at Walmart Christmas clearance, and they are amazing. These little spiral things stretch out as far as you want them to, and you can leave the three attached. You can cut the three apart. What I have been doing when I use them is I cut the three apart and then I cut each one in half. So I get 2, 4, 6 nice spirally sprays coming out of my wreath. But I don't feel like that goes with my beer sign and my overall theme. And I think it's too bold. I think the gold is too bold for the other golds that I have in there. I added golds to match my little bell, but I feel like this would just be a little too over the top, so I'm not going to use that. This is literally the decision. This is the way I go through and make decisions. I have some green berries. Those might be a nice little addition for some more contrast and pops of color and textures. I have some shamrock picks. I'm most certainly going to put some of those in. I'm going to add any more of the clovers that we used. And again, I had laid these kind of whimsical little spiral picks out to use, but I just don't feel like it goes with our overall theme. So I'm going to pass on that too. I'll get everything out but the kitchen sink and then decide what I'm going to do. Okay, and I have these little ball picks. We could put little balls in. I might use some of these. I'm going to hold on to that idea yet. for a little bit. So I got 2 of each that I may use. Still waiting on the glue gun to heat up. Now I had these laid out because I do love to put ornaments. That's something new that I've started doing on these bigger wreaths. I'm going to open it up to show you. I think I've decided not to use it, but I'm not 100% sure on that yet either. These are absolutely gorgeous. They have glitter swirls and leaves, and then these rhinestones added. I got these at Hobby Lobby after Christmas on clearance. They are shatterproof. Regular price, they're $12.99. But even if you bought them before Christmas, you would get 6 of these for $6.50. And I think that's a good value because they're just beautiful. But sometimes, like if I was going to use this, I might hook one down in under the bow. I might put one down here. You know, they're just nice, different texture, different size, nice little pop of gold. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is anybody on here watching that can give me feedback? Looks like my husband. Okay, I'm on my own. I didn't like it there. I like the hat there. I'm not gonna put the no balls there, even if I use them. Maybe there. I'm gonna place them on here and just see what I think. I love the truck. Love, 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 love the way the trucks look. So one down there. One of the things that I hear over and over watching crafting videos and teaching myself and learning is the rule of 3s. So maybe I'll go with the rule of 3s and put one there and here. Honey, are you watching? What do you think? Yay or nay? I like it pushed down in there. I don't like it sitting on top. I think I like them pushed down in. Okay, Mom, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. I like those. I think I'm gonna add them. Okay, my glue gun's ready. Like the styrofoam ball on the side of my glue pot, another no-no. So I'm gonna start, well, I'm just gonna start up here with this big ornament that I just stuck in. I'm gonna put the actual hanging part down inside so that you don't see that. We're gonna use liberal amount of glue. Do not want these coming loose on my customer. Ouch. Don't stick it to your finger, stick it to the wreath. And be careful, the glue runs and gets all over you and it hurts like the dickens. I'm just gonna twist it till I get the side and the design pattern showing that I want. And I'm gonna hold it down in there because I want it to actually be down in as a part of the mesh design. Okay. So I'm gonna turn my glue gun back off because it's super hot. Do the same thing, except trying not to glue my finger. Okay, and then just push it right in there. I'm gonna try to get some pressure behind it. Make sure the design that I want is showing. Okay. Hey guys, this thing is massive. I love it. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and spin on around here and do this other ornament. Move it down a little bit lower than I had it so that it will be visible. I don't want to hide it behind my bow. Lots of glue. We want a good secure hold. We do not want to skimp on the glue. If you're going to be doing this a lot, go onto Amazon and buy your glue sticks in bulk. or Home Depot or somewhere like that. I think I got a better deal on Amazon than I did Home Depot though. I was getting them from Home Depot because that is where my Ryobi glue gun came from. But then I found them on Amazon and it was actually a better price. So I ordered those last time and there's been no difference in the quality of the glue. Okay, that is so cute. I like the ornaments. Even though I wasn't able to get feedback, I decided on my own and love it. So now I'm gonna, let's see, probably glue my trucks down. And I'm gonna hold them right here where I wanted them, because what I really liked about the truck was the positioning and the way that it looks like it's driving up out of my wreath. Good pressure till I get it started to set up. Oh my goodness, I'm in love with this wreath. Okay, let's do our other truck. I'm gonna do the same thing so I don't lose my positioning. I'm putting a very liberal amount. This truck's not very big, but I certainly don't want it to get lost out of my design. So I want to make sure I have a good secured hold. Oh, I need to adjust this greenery. It's hiding my truck. I don't want that. There we go. That's what I needed to do, was put that mesh up there. Sure I got a good grip, gluing that truck into everything so that it is sure to hold. Do the same thing down here. It's grabbing a hold of the greenery, it's grabbing a hold of the mesh. Just want it holding on to everything. Okay, I think now I'll come over here, and I like the hat there, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it. Do liberal amount of glue on the back, and it looks like I'm going to need a glue gun or a glue stick. Always keep those handy if you're doing these live videos. I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom of it here too, just to make sure that I get a good hold. Okay. Make sure this does have a little buckle on the front. These came from the Dollar Tree as well. I think I might have forgot to mention that. I'm just pushing it in there at an angle, and I'm gonna hold it until it starts to attach. Might even push a piece of this greenery back in behind there to help prop it up so that it's visible. Holding down on it to give the glue time to try to start setting up. I'll have to adjust my tails for sure. Or loops, not tails. So that the little hat's peeking out of there and not hidden. Okay. Now we have our little pot of gold over here on the other side. I made this. So if you missed that part, I covered earlier, like the supplies that I used. I may do a live video. If anybody wants to see a video on how I made this, send me a comment or make me a message. Leave me a message. I think I'll make my decision on whether or not to do it on live based on whether anybody wants to see it. because I am really getting ready to take a couple days off and start pulling out my spring and Easter stuff, because I have quite a few designs for St. Patrick's Day. I have, we're almost finished with Valentine's Day. I'm definitely not doing any new Valentine's Day designs. My hats are having a hold pretty good. Okay, yeah, that's starting to set up pretty good. I don't want to pull on it too much because it's not cured completely. Okay. All right, I know I'm going to add some shamrock picks, so we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, sorry, these came from the Dollar Tree also. You get a 6-pack of the picks, and they come already on the stick. Okay. So let's see. Might like one of these coming out in between the two pieces of our sign here. No, I didn't really like the way that went. Now this mesh down under here, you gotta really fight through it. It'll, okay, I like that. It will push your picks and things that you're trying to push down in there and try to have a mind of its own. Like I said earlier, just show it who's boss. Get it where you want it. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off. I don't need it that long. It right there. Go ahead and cut this one too. And let's see. Where do I want this one? Oh, yeah, right there's cute. That one right there. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. Let's get one down here. I need one with a longer stick for down here. Shouldn't have cut that off so quick. There. Okay, so not quite that long, but longer than the other one I had. Ooh, that flew. So right there. That's well, I don't know. I think I might do one over here. Can't forget about behind the bow, you all. We gotta have some stuff over here too. So let me find somewhere over here to put one of these. Okay. I like that kind of, well, I don't know. Not real visible. I think I need to cut it off. Well, maybe I'll use the one I already cut off. Oh, no, that's too short. That was good. Okay, so I'm going to put those there. I'm going to save this one. I might have it come right up out of the top of my bow here. I'm not sure exactly on that yet. So I'm going to go ahead and glue in the shamrocks we just placed. Okay, so we have one there and one back here. This video is very long, you guys. I'm so sorry. I hope that you are enjoying it and finding things that you like. Giving you design ideas and things you can do on your own. One thing I do try to do is not make my videos too long. But you just can't do this magnificent design in a hurry. You gotta take your time and make sure you like where you're doing your placements. All good things come to those who wait. I think that's how the saying goes. Now we have one down here. We're getting almost done, you guys. It won't be too much longer. Okay, I had an extra hat. I don't think I'm going to be using it. I do still think I may add some or one of these. I'm not going to do it on camera though, to kind of finish up and wrap up. I would place these the exact same way I did all these other things. So I would just lay them throughout, see if I like them. If not, pull them out, toss them to the side. If I absolutely love them, then just glue them in. Okay, so I'm gonna lay those over to the side for now. And then, of course I will be posting a picture of this when it is completely finished. So you'll be able to see what or if any of those items I do add. Now I want to talk about the bow. So yesterday, when I finished the bow, the long tail down here for the beer, which is now over here, was upside down. So my beer mugs were like this. So I could not have that. I had to fix that. So I had to pull the short tail from the top that I created and pull that to the bottom. And then I pulled the long tail that was for the bottom and I pulled it off to the side here. So I am going to just shorten this because it should have been a shorter tail. But I didn't want to do that off camera either until I showed you guys. Oh Lord, do I not have my scissors? Honey, are my scissors on the ottoman? Oh, thank you. Okay, so they're in my chair. Now, I'm just gonna pull this up. I had already dovetailed this, but since I have to trim some of it off, I'm just gonna dovetail again. And then I'm gonna leave that off to the side. And then you can see here on the top, I have some little curly cues poking out. I'm going to show you how I did that because I think I'm going to do that both to the top tails and the bottom tails to give the bow more fullness, more texture, a little bit of spring to just add to our design. So real quick, I'll show you a couple times how I do that. You can see I've already done some of the tails. I didn't glue that in because I wasn't sure if I liked it there. I'm still not sure. And the way that I did this was by using a permanent marker. It's like a medium-sized permanent marker. You can use anything round and just take the tail. Some people do this with their fingers. I just find it easier to do if I use something. Make sure you push your ends under and you're just going to roll it straight up. Just roll it all the way up like that. And then just reach on the inside. This marker almost did it for me. and just pull it out to the length or size or to get the rings you want. If you want it to curl a little more up towards the top, you can always come back up in there and just work with it. Wrap it back around and add some more curl up there. And then that's what you get. Now you will notice the 1.5 inch tails do curl better than your 2.5 inch. And I think that was the last one that I had to do at the top. Now I will spend some time after the lab arranging tails where I want them, pulling some out to the side, leaving some at the top, making sure that all my little loops are visible, fluffing them out like this. The bow is one of the main attractions on the wreath. You want to make sure that looks good. I may also add in some of the extra greenery or something I had coming out of the bow. I'm not sure on that one yet. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to show you on the other end again how I did that. Make sure I'm still in the camera angle. So this is a 2.5 inch piece of ribbon. You're just doing it the same way. I'm not curling real tight around the marker. Just roll it all the way up and then reach inside and just pull it down till you get the look that you want. Okay, and you can have those going any direction that you want to. And do it one more time. I left this one here to show you. This is the 1.5 inch ribbon. I'm just pushing my ends under and wrapping them first, and then just curling upward. Okay, curl all the way up, and then pull it out. Reach up inside and find your end, and then just pull it out till you get the look you want. This 1.5 inch is much easier to work with. You can like manipulate it more with your fingers and stuff. Here's one more 2.5 inch piece. I'm going to do the same thing. Now this one is shorter because remember I just said I had my beer mugs and beer bottles going the wrong way. So I had to pull this shorter piece down. It's okay. My lengths, my ribbon tail lengths are different. Oh, I didn't do that right at all, you guys. Different lengths anyway, going in different directions. So not going to notice that. Curl, curl, curl. Now, just pull it out. Now when you're doing these curls, you do want to make sure you're going to be able to see your design, your beer mugs. Okay, so there we go. Now I like that. Okay, and that's it. I just did that to every tail on the bow. Probably will do some more fluffing and make a decision on them last few attachments and go through and make sure all my pretty loops are visible. Pull up on my little loops so those will be seen. Remember, we attached this in. If you didn't see that yesterday, you can go back and watch the replay of that live, how we made this bow and how we attached it. We wanted it to be very secure. We want to be able to really pull on these ribbons and get them to lay where we want. And that's it, you guys. That's the beautiful, beautiful grand design. It may have a few more things added to it. I probably am going to try to have some stuff coming out of the bow to give more texture in that area. And that will be it. Thank you guys so much for watching me. Really appreciate it. You guys have a good evening. And if anybody has any questions, comments, suggestions, just leave it on here or send me a message. And be sure to, if you're on Facebook, follow my page so that you'll see and get notifications when I go live. If you could like and share this video, if you know other people who might like to learn how to do this, please do like and share it. And on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I upload new creations. Okay, have a good evening, guys. Thank you.